Hello everyone, this is Hoovy Maverick, and today I'm reviewing The Keeper of Traken. And we're really close. We're very, very close to ending the season once for all. Oh my god, get through this. Anyway, this is Hoovy Maverick, and this is The Keeper of Traken. Anyway, in the TARDIS, where Doctor and Adric are just talking about stuff. Don't really know what stuff though. They're out of E-Space now. Don't know how they got out. I guess it's called Warrior's Gate because that's a gate to the. Okay, whatever. Anyway, we landed on a new planet called Traken, and the Doctor notices that there's this statue, this deadless statue that is the Traken statue, and it's kind of scary. I mean, at one point it glows red eyes and moves. So, but Doctor and Adric are kind of, and then this old Trakenite. That's what they're called, by the way. The race on Traken is Trekenites, and an old Trakenite was in the TARDIS, and Adric and the Doctor are kind of helping him with something. I don't know what's going on. And then they arrive on Traken, and we meet the new companion, Nyssa. Nyssa's the new companion in the story, but she's not really confirmed as a companion in this one because they kind of leave her at the end. She's not really an official companion until the next story. So, or actually, no, she's not actually an official companion until Castrovalva. So, we don't really, it's, a lot of stuff happens, so, but we can think about what happens at the end. I'm just gonna skip over because this summary is gonna be quite quick. So, because I haven't really seen the story as much, but I think I can comprehend what's going on and who's behind it, and I know exactly who's behind it, and it's for that very reason that I watched that story. So, Keeper of Traken, there's this red guardian statue that has red glowing eyes, and it's being controlled by something, but the Doctor doesn't know what. So, it's like a possessive statue, and so it starts possessing other people, other Trekenites, to the point where some other Trekenite has red eyes. Meanwhile, we also meet Nyssa's dad, who is played by Anthony Ainley. But we all know who he's gonna end up eventually. He's really nice. He's kind of the leader of the Trakenite kingdom. You know what Traken really reminds me of? It reminds me of a medieval castle. It has a lot of that element. It has a lot of that element. I mean, the season 18 has really a lot of elements of medieval elements, but apart from that, yeah. So let's get back to the story. I'm just gonna skip the fourth part. The part that we all care about. Get out of my face. I wanna make it look cool though. All right. So in the fourth part, something happens and the Doctor gets transported to another place, and meanwhile Adric and Nyssa are trying to find the traitors of the Trakenite species, and there seems to be some secret cult, but they don't know who's behind it until they find out there's these two females Trekenites who are trying to plot something against the leader and create havoc to the universe. And then the Doctor, where he lands on, we land where the Master is, the Crispy Master. And we finally confront the Master once and for all. But before he can do any of that, the Doctor is trapped in some kind of don't move position. Basically, when the Doctor gets up, he encounters the Master. But the Master said that if the Doctor moves 1 inch, he will die. But I think that's some kind of trick the Master put on him, because logically there's no way the Master can kill someone if they don't move. So when the Doctor is trapped, meanwhile with Adric and Nyssa, there's some kind of wind that's preventing them from stopping. There's some kind of chamber where the statue is, and that somehow is gonna kill everyone, I think. The only reason why they succeed is because Adric eventually gets to it, into the panel, and deactivate it. And then with this happening, the Master's plan backfires. And when that happens, his entire ship, or his entire... What? I don't even know where he is. Is he in the TARDIS? Because once that happens, everything's on fire. Everything starts turning on fire, and the Master goes crazy, and the Doctor escapes. So, we end the story with Adric and the Doctor leaving and saying goodbye to Nyssa's dad. But what we don't know is we have a kind of crazy cliffhanger. The crazy cliffhanger is that there's a clock that's been there the whole time, that's been hidden in the kingdom chambers for a long, long time, and nothing really happens until Nyssa's dad accidentally touches it. He touches it, and now he's frozen forever. And I think, about it, when the Master said not to move, he will die, it kind of gives proof if you really think about it. So, Nyssa's dad is trapped, and what the Master does is he fuses his body with his body, and he makes a new incarnation of himself, which has never been done to any Time Lord except the Master. And the Master has already run out of generations at this point, or I think he has. I don't know. I can't really count. Can anyone actually count how many regenerations the Master's had? Because at this point, it's kind of filler how he gets regenerations. I mean, they didn't explain that in Series 12, so it's kind of bizarre. So as soon as the Master, has a new body and everything, we get an introduction to my favorite Master. And then as soon as he leaves with his clock TARDIS, Nyssa, the episode ends with Nyssa yelling, "Where's Dad?" And honestly, that's kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. That cliffhanger, if anyone did that, but like nowadays in a TV show, probably get a pretty big reaction. I'm not gonna lie, because to be honest, that came out of nowhere. The Master's taking Nyssa's dad's body was completely out of nowhere and came out of nowhere, but it was a big shock. And then he escaped, and the episode ends. And that's where we get into Legopolis, the final story of Season 18. And I really can't summarize much because literally I have not seen the story, but I don't want to watch it because it's going to take too long. I want to finish Season 18, guys. I really do. But don't worry. I've seen Legopolis fully. So I've seen Legopolis before. Just keep it track. I've probably seen a lot. So it could be this review is going to be like Megalos, where I haven't really seen it. And I don't want to get my time seeing it because I'm pretty busy. Alright, review time. Alright, so what exactly do I like and what do I not like? Well, what I do like is that it's the set. The set looks pretty good for a medieval place. I mean, didn't we already do this instead of the K, where it's all medieval castle things? I mean, it's kind of oversaturated at this point in Season 18. But I like the setting anyway, regardless. The statue, the statue, which is like the keeper of Traken, looks pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. It looks like a warrior turned to stone, and then it's moving and has red eyes. And I'm gonna assume that was controlled by the Master somehow. I'm just assuming though. It'd probably be a good guess though. So I like the statue design. Looks pretty cool. The whole I think the Master's appearance in this was completely random, but also pretty big surprise when you have never seen the story. I like the Crispy Master, actually. I think he's a very underrated Master, but I think the reason why I like him is because he looks so decayed and dead. And to think that, because legit, before this, we had Roger Delgado's Master, and he was from a crazy old man with a black suit and a sonic screwdriver that could probably kill you, to an ugly manifestation of whatever he was. There's a reason why I call him Crispy Master, because his literal face is literal crisp. So the Crispy Master is pretty underrated. I like this version of the Crispy Master more because he looks more decayed and burned to death than the previous one, which looked just more creepy and not down to earth at all. This one looks more like he's actually been through some stuff. and like been like he was like burned alive and he came back somehow. That's what kind of he looks like. But yeah, I really liked his appearance in this one. It wasn't a really big one though. He was kind of like a big surprise at the end, which was pretty genius. I mean, I think it's really cool when you add a surprise at the end of a story, especially if it doesn't appear at all, like Invasion of Time. Except that one was a bit out of nowhere too, and I kind of like the surprise where the Centaurans come out of nowhere. It's kind of like that, except this one's with the Master, and the Master's just like one of the biggest villains ever. So the fact that the Master even like kidnaps Nyssa's dad and reborns himself is even crazier. The fact that he comes out of nowhere with that clock TARDIS he has and just traps him and leaves. And the biggest shock is like what keeps you in shock is that Nyssa is just yelling dad at the end of the episode, and then it just cuts to the final. So that's kind of crazy, and it really keeps you hyped up for the final story because of all the stuff that just happened. So it's pretty genius, I'm not gonna lie. They just teased a lot of stuff in this episode to the Logopolis episode, and I really like that. The only thing that I really didn't, well, I don't think I'm allowed to talk about Logopolis right now because just keep it off track, huh? So, what do I not like? What did I not like? I don't know, actually. I don't know what I don't like. I don't like the whole cult thing, like the traitor storyline in this one, because it's not necessary. I think legit everything that the Doctor's doing is more interesting. Is always gonna be more interesting than what Adric and Nyssa are doing, because what the Doctor's doing, the Doctor's the main character in every single story, except Mission to the Unknown. But that's the story without the Doctor, so that one doesn't really count. But I feel like the Doctor in every story is always going to be more important than the companion story. So that's why I kind of cared about the Doctor more in this one. And plus, it was the Master. Are you kidding me? His arch nemesis. So honestly, I didn't really like the whole story thing with Adric. He's kind of useless again. I mean, he doesn't do much except save the Doctor at the end, where he flips off the switch and turns the Master's TARDIS to fire or something. I don't know how that works. I really don't. It's like, but I guess it makes sense when you say it backfires on him. Get it? Because there's a little fire. Okay, whatever. But Nyssa is a nice addition. She's way better than Adric right away. She's already less annoying. But she's like a princess. She's basically a princess, a character, and that's perfect. I know what they're going for. They're going for a princess companion character, but I don't. Was she intended to be a companion? I mean, all the stuff that happens later is pretty messed up, but I'm not gonna talk about it here because. I mean, you know what would have been really cool is it would have been really cool if we seen Traken before this story, because. I don't want to spoil anything, but just saying, it would have been a really good idea. I'll explain later. So, that's all I did dislike, really. But I haven't really seen a lot of it. But Season 18 is still good, in my opinion. And what do I rate the story? Well, after my thoughts, I really hope I didn't say anything that was incorrect or misinformation, because these are just guesses or stuff that I already know from the story. So overall, I want to get this. If I did see it, I'll probably give it like an 8 out of 10. But since I haven't seen it, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10, just for now. It'll probably change later if I do see it ever. But I'm gonna make it 7 out of 10 just for now because it's kind of mediocre and it's like It's one of the last stories to think of when I think of Season 18, to be honest. I mean, this is the first story after we just finished the E-Space trilogy. So this is the first one to be out of E-Space since all that shenanigans. So finally that's over and we're back to the normal universe. So yeah, 7 out of 10. And I don't know what else to say, guys. I'm just not posting as much, because I'm pretty busy with other stuff. I don't know how to say this, guys. I really want to post more. I really, really do. But I'm just kind of starting to get kind of bored of this whole YouTube thing. I need a break. But I already had a break in July. So what can I say now, guys? Should I take a break? So see you guys later. This is Hoover Maverick, and I'm making a video right now while making this one. But I think that one's gonna take longer. And if BBC does copyright me for this one, I'm gonna be pretty upset because it's one I've been working on for almost a week. So see you guys later. This is Hoover Maverick, and I'll be seeing you guys soon, or I hope so at least.